Thank you for joining us for another episode of That Solo Life, the podcast for PR pros and marketers who work for themselves. I am Michelle Kane. My company is Voice Matters, and I am here as ever with my fantastic co-host, Karen Swim. She is the head honcho at Solo PR Pro, which is the member organization that pulls us savvy smarties together. How are you doing, Karen?
I am doing well, ready to make a little merry. Michelle, how are you?
I am well as well. So if you're listening to this, we're recording this on the 23rd of December. So you're listening to this on the 28th or after. And yeah, it's crunch time, right? Everyone's like scurrying around and trying to do those, drop offs of things and this and pick up that. And oh, right, tie up your loose ends at work. Did I do all those posts? Did I get the social? Did I do? Yeah, it's that day.
Yeah, it's that day. It's all a little, it's funny because we closed up shop on Friday. And when I tell you that it was not one of those, go gently into vacation mode type days.
No.
Fridays in normal times are, actually a quiet day, but no, because it's 2020. It was busy, stressful, and on top of it all, my refrigerator broke in the middle of it.
Oh.
My day did not end. Like when I finally just sat down and went, it was 9:00 on a Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. It's definitely, it's that pull of, on the work side, everyone trying to jam everything in, before they sign off for a few days. And then, on the other side, it's, hey, you just going to be around? I'm like, I'm always around. What do you mean? What do you mean you're out having fun?
Yes. And
what is that?
Dear client, I promise you that if you're not in a particular story, it's not going to be the end of the world. Can we please tell our client that it's okay to just take off? I mean, of missing out is strong.
Oh, it is. And you know what? Sometimes,
we've got to think about it. No, you don't.
Well, and here's the fun thing about that, right? And it's not the topic we've got planned for today, but if you're not mentioned right now, guess what? It's likely that you will be mentioned in the future at a time that's even more opportune for you. So sometimes just chill. And we get it. It goes against the grain of go get it. And let's just, we had, even this week, of course I did this to myself because I thought, oh, wait, it's going to be kind of slow local news. And we just presented this great holiday thing, raising thousands of dollars in gift cards for 2 local agencies. I'm going to get this out today. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Cause that, made sense. But yeah, for other sort of industry things where it's not holiday attached or, even so, because people are, you turn on the TV and, you see it's the B team all around TV, radio, everyone's on taking these last 2 weeks off. You're not going to get, so if you're angling for that Robin Roberts interview, she's not coming back till January 4th.
Sometimes we're forced into just doing our due diligence. Right. And I spoke with one reporter on the phone, super nice guy, and you could tell, the picture in my mind, and he was so kind. The picture in my mind is that he had one kid in his arm and another one tugging at his legs, because that's exactly how it sounded. So, and, I thought, this is our life right now. And I'm so sorry to even be bothering you at this time of year. And I mean, honestly, this really was one of those important, real news, not, made up, let's leverage this. It really was real, sure. Which is why I'm sure he wasn't annoyed, super sweet, but I just felt horrible. And I thought, you got a kid in your arms and another kid tugging at your leg going, daddy, daddy. And you hear, crying and I'm like, I so feel for you.
I know.
I know that this year has been awful for all of us.
Yeah. And it's times like that you wish or you hope, that powers that be understand. I bet that guy worked a lot of long weeks and long hours throughout the year that he wasn't compensated for. and everyone just chill. Like, not,
For sure. For
yes,
sure.
given that it's 2020, yes, there may be earth shattering things that happen that he would need to drop everything to cover, but it's also, let's give ourselves the gift of relaxing for the holiday.
And yeah, I have
We
to do
need it.
that. Can
We
we
need
do
to
that,
recharge,
please?
all of
I'm
us.
trying
Yeah.
to get there. Really, really, really trying to get there. But sometimes, it's even sometimes out of your client's control, like maybe your direct contact. So you sometimes have to go above and beyond, and it's okay. It pays off, especially when people are appreciative and they don't take advantage of you on a regular basis or at all. Because
Right.
needing something is not taking advantage. It's just sometimes stuff happens, and that's the nature of our job. And
Yeah.
we have completely gone off topic, but that's okay. You
That's
know what?
okay. Because, yeah, I think it's all something we all needed to hear on this Monday
For
after
sure.
Christmas, before the new year. You still have a few days yet that you can try and sneak in those deep breaths and hopefully a little downtime for yourself. But now, today we were just going to touch a bit on client reporting, actually. Um, just, how do you do it? How do the clients like to do it? I know for me, my clients are pretty cool. I just, and these are for my ongoing clients, right? So it's just, hey, this is what we did this month. This is, what happened. And it's also a way to kind of touch base, especially in this COVID time when you're not necessarily meeting in person. We know everyone's schedules are, I mean, the one client is an accounting firm, and well, hello 2020. This poor, it's been
Mhm.
great just issuing updates, right? As soon as we issued an update on the COVID relief bill, well, who knows? By the time you're hearing this, who knows? Wait, who knows?
Yeah. That COVID relief bill is seriously about to be the death of me,
Gosh.
because there are a few portions of the bill that directly apply to my clients and their industries,
Oh,
and it's going to kill me.
oh. So yeah, in some cases you might just do, a monthly activities report, which gives a nice chance to touch base
Yeah,
of saying, hey, where are we on this? How are you
yeah.
still feeling about this goal? And in light of events, and are you just too crazy busy to like just, yeah, right, we'll deal with it when we're like kind of normal. And it's like, okay.
Well,
Um,
what's one of my frustrations, or I shouldn't say frustrations, but one of the things that I hear so often, like all the time, that's a frustration for other people is that because we're solos and you're not working in an office full of people and you have to really create all of your assets on your own,
right.
um, is that people are always uncertain if their reports measure up. Like, is this what this report is supposed
Mhm.
to look like? And they focus on how the report looks or what program, what are you doing with the
Right.
report? Is it an Excel spreadsheet? Is it a PDF? Is it a Word document? Is it graphically designed? And I mean, so those extra touches should be the last thing that you think about.
Right.
And so often many clients do not care. So I would say, it's more important to consider the content of the report, and with the content and with the look and feel of the report, take a step back and really think about who your client is and how they're going to utilize this information. So, some people have internal comms teams that you're working with, and they are just taking your information and rolling it up into a bigger report. Often that is some type of a slide deck. So maybe it's easier to,
Yeah.
do a slide deck for them, and it doesn't have to be complicated, that they can then just roll up into their report. In that case, I would simply just say to the client, hey, and this is something that you should do as part of onboarding. Like, here's how we do our reports. Does this work for you? Here's the information that will capture for you. Is there anything else that's important?
Mm,
How will you use
true.
this report? Then that kind of takes the weight off of your shoulder from trying to, figure it out. If
Right.
they hey, we take this piece of information and we roll it up into a larger report and we do a slide deck. Would you mind sharing your templated slide deck so that we can just do our slides and then you can just insert them? Guess what? Your client is going to absolutely love you
Yes, they
because
will.
made their lives a little bit easier. For
Exactly.
other clients, it's really just for their information. Like for
Yeah.
some of our clients, we do bi-monthly meetings and we use our agenda as a reporting tool. So it's a tracker and it lives in, a shared drive and they can always go and reference the information. It's totally transparent. We report against goals. It's super simple and it's all that they care about.
Perfect.
So, I mean, I think, again, it's really important as part of your onboarding to check in and find out what's going to work and don't stress yourself out. I mean, we're like, oh, should I hire a graphic designer? Does it need to be beautiful? Does
Yeah.
it need to sing?
No, no. I think it's really important what you said about including it in the onboarding because, how do solos thrive by creating systems? And that's just such an important system to start. And it's true too. I mean, the clients, sure, will they appreciate something that's well designed? Yeah, but not maybe for a nanosecond. What they really want to
Yes,
know is what are we doing? How are we doing? Give me the information in a consumable way that's simple and, that they can then share with their higher ups should there be any.
because here's the dirty little secret. They didn't hire you for your graphic design capabilities.
What? Thank God.
They really did not. I mean, I too, I have fallen victim to this. And, sometimes when I've had some time and, I've done, for example, I have done video proposals, not with my face video, but something that I really put thought into. It was easy for me
That's cool.
and it went over well. But I knew that client and their personality and knew that this would really be like that extra step would be meaningful.
Right.
So if you take an extra step and it's going to land you a big fat account, totally worth it.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just, I know because I'm the same way. PR pros, we are so meticulous about every detail. And we want it to not just be useful, we want it to look good. We want the whole package. But
Uh-huh.
honestly, unless you are a graphic designer and providing that service for your client, then absolutely everything that you do should reinforce why they hired you. They didn't hire you to be a graphic designer. And while, a plain old Word document is not that sexy, if it has information in it that they need and that shows that they made a great decision in hiring you and you're able to report on how your goals are contributing to the value of the organization and helping them drive ROI, I promise you no one is going to say, we're so glad that you've hit all your goals and actually you've exceeded them, but let's talk about this Word document report.
Exactly. A Word doc gets the job done,
It definitely gets the job done.
and yeah, I mean, Word doc, content calendar, that kind of,
Yeah,
build it in Excel. It's fine. Or, if you use the Google Suite, Sheets, Docs, it's
I know,
as long
but
as what you're presenting is clear and understandable,
yes,
it's good to go.
and I know, where people get hung up. It's because we work alone, and so you're
Yes.
always like, you're kind of like, is somebody else doing it better than me? Is
Right.
this good enough? Am I
Right.
good enough?
Right.
Am I
Oh,
behind? Am I missing something? I
are you
still use Word. There's something newer than Word. Like what's out there now? What are people using? Am I behind the times? Am I still with the times? Am I ahead of the time? Should I be using this? Oh, I still pitch this way. Should I be pitching that way? And going into 2021, we always say keep your skills fresh. But it's not a bad idea to look at your workflow and make sure that you are doing things that are the most efficient, but that doesn't always mean adding tools or adding, pretty
right?
things. You don't have to do that. I promise you do not have to do
Yeah.
that.
And sometimes it could be taking away things, it could be like, why am I doing this extra thing? Is anyone is anyone paying attention to it? Is this the best way to go about it? And oh my goodness, like, were you in my head?
Great
Because we work alone.
question.
Oh,
Is anyone paying attention to it? Oh my gosh, that is the question of the day. Michelle, you win the day with that question.
I sent you all this great info. Do you care what I'm doing? Can I have a sticker?
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes they don't.
Just saying.
Like, we don't care about
But then, you know what? In that case, I figure, you know what? That means there's no complaints. So that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. I mean, and checking in. That's where I think that we sometimes we're afraid to ask those questions.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you're constantly checking in with your client, not only about the work, but about the process and about, how you communicate things as well, then you don't have surprises and you don't have to feel as though maybe you're not doing enough. And I promise you, solos, I don't care whether you are a one person team internally or you're a solo running your own business or you are a micro agency. I promise you, you are going the extra mile. I promise you that you are. I have not met a PR pro that's like, huh, you just don't do enough. You don't care. By nature of this profession, the people that it attracts care deeply, and they care deeply about the work that they produce. They care deeply about the results. They care deeply about the people that they serve, whether it's an employer or clients. And so I promise you, you're definitely doing enough. You're definitely going the extra mile. And you know what? In 2021, you deserve a little less stress.
Yes, absolutely. We all do. And it's so true. I mean, like we said this before, running your own ship, it's not for the faint-hearted. So, you already are go-getters. We know that. And it is true. In your own head, sometimes it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I know, I, and I know it's counterproductive, but sometimes I will just build things up in my head and my gut of like, oh my gosh, I don't have that thing to the place where it should be, and it should be, and I would fire me. And then, it, when it just rolls out, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy on that front, and our truly our harshest critic, which, isn't always the best way to motivate yourself.
It's true. It's true.
So yeah, we can Stuart Smalley this. You're good enough, you're smart enough, and people like you.
There you go. And that is a perfect ending to an almost completed 2020.
That's right. Yeah, this is the last cast of 2020. Oh.
Oh my God, you're right. It is.
Yeah, so I mean, we know we're cognizant of the fact that just turning a calendar page does not change everything in our world, but it's one day closer to being farther away from all of this that we're all going
Yeah.
through. So
Yes.
we wish you a wonderful, safe New Year celebration, and yeah, we'll see you on the other side in 2021. Thanks for listening to That Solo Life.